Ever wonder how to make the right decision every time? In this video, I'll show you how, so stay tuned.
Well, hi there and welcome. My name is Remy, like Do-Re-Mi. I'm a best-selling author and creator of the Get Unstuck Revolution. I help extraordinary women with big-ass dreams just like you who want to get unstuck from a life that doesn't work and get to where you know you need to be, into a life that's filled with passions and purpose. Now let's get started with today's episode.
Okay, let me jump off the screen here and switch to my laptop. Today, we're talking about believing in you and how to make the right decision every time. Have you ever found yourself stuck in which decision is the right one for you? Maybe you've made a list of all your pros and cons and you still aren't sure what to do. Maybe you've made a list of all the different options available, narrowed it down until you have only 2 possibilities, yet you still find yourself in a quandary. And then you get hung up in indecision because you just aren't sure what the right thing is for you. Well, we're going to do an exercise here in using your own personal brilliance to get you unstuck so you can just move forward into the right decision for you. And we'll do that by setting your energy in motion toward a desired choice that aligns with your passions and your purpose. Oh, yes, you've heard this technique before, I'm sure, about aligning with your purpose in life, but there's one missing element, and that's what we're talking about here today. Because if you're feeling stuck, you have at least 2 choices in front of you, right? And maybe more. And this one missing element may be the hidden piece that's keeping you stuck. Because if you're stuck in making a decision, there may be consequences to each choice that don't look favorable. Maybe each choice you have brings up new questions, or maybe you aren't sure whether you're even ready to confront the situation yet. So how do you make the right decision for you? Well, you start with that one missing element that I'm giving you here in just a minute. What we're talking about today are 4 simple steps. But before we get to that, let's start by writing down the decision you need to make right now. What's the decision that's on your plate right now? Are you trying to decide whether to take a relationship to the next level? Are you trying to decide whether to move across country for a new job? Maybe you need to decide whether to buy a new house or downsize from the house you're in. So what's the decision you need to make? Simply write down a sentence that identifies that decision that you'd like to make. Got that? Okay, let's move on. Next, we're going to look at the first step. And the first step is to write a short statement about your overall objective as it relates to this decision. What's your objective? For instance, if you're trying to decide whether to take a relationship to the next level, what's your objective for being in a relationship at all? Are you ready for love in your life? Are you still exploring life and you simply want to savor the pleasures of dating? Really look at your objective for making your decision. One primary objective. Maybe you aren't considering a relationship. Maybe, for example, your decision has to do with your career. Maybe you're trying to decide whether to move across country for a new job. Maybe you'd like to live in a different climate. Or maybe you're looking for financial advancement. Maybe you'd like to be closer to a family. So for now, we want to identify the objective that's behind this decision you need to make. And then we had our example of maybe you want to buy a new house or downsize from the house you're in. Is there some motivation like a new baby or an empty nest? Is it for future financial security like retirement? Or maybe you want to release a financial burden and downsize from a larger home to a smaller one. Is this change coming about because you want more privacy and lots of land? Or maybe just the opposite, you want to feel a tighter sense of community? So what's your wide-angle, big picture, primary objective when considering this decision? So whatever decision you'd like to make right now, this would be your step 1 to identify your objective. And by the way, here's your magic tip of the day, and it's our missing elements that I promised to reveal. Sometimes just this step of identifying your objective is all you need to resolve a challenge. So if you haven't put pen to paper on your immediate objective until now, this clarity alone, this idea of identifying your objective, may resolve the decision without even going any further. You'd be surprised how many people I help get unstuck with just this one question. What's your objective? And when they tell me they don't really know what they want, well, duh, no wonder they're in indecision. So step 1, you've identified your objective. Now let's move on to step 2. The second step is to write down this statement. I'm not sure what to do about, and fill in the blank with that thing that has you stuck. I'll give you a hint. It's actually a how. I'm not sure how to do this, or I'm not sure how that would look. Those are pretty generic questions, right? So at this point, in this step number 2, we have an opportunity to get more clarity. Now, in the example of whether to take a relationship to the next level, maybe you never identified an objective. Maybe you know it's headed towards some type of commitment, and so that would become your fill-in-the-blank statement. I'm not sure what to do about this relationship because the next step looks like commitment. That's how you'd fill in the blank. So the opportunity in this step number 2 is to get more clarity. But what so many people do is they start swimming in indecision, and then they just jump out of the boat. And the thing about jumping out of the boat is that you're left to swim and won't necessarily ever get to shore. If you never identify an objective, you could be out there dog paddling for quite a while. And at some point, you would have to jump on a life raft and decide what shore you're swimming for. In other words, what your objective is. And this is why it's so crucial to always know your objective. Always know your objective. So step 2 is all about figuring out the how, because if you don't know the how to get to your destination or why you want to go that direction, that could be the very thing that has you stuck, not the decision itself. Make sense? Now comes the all-important third step. In your situation, write down all the choices or options you have available to you. Maybe it's 2 choices, or maybe you're torn between several options. Write those down and just brainstorm all these options. Get it all on paper. Just the options, though. Don't worry about any possible consequences to each option. Those consequences, those what-ifs, are just distractions. We want to stay focused here on your objective and not go traveling down the road of what-ifs. So this, step number 3, is where you write down all your options. Now, when you're done writing down all the options you have, look at your paper. Your right decision is right in front of you. And this is step number 4. All you need to do is choose the one that moves you in the direction that most supports your objective. Choose consciously, deliberately, and optimistically, and if you're feeling brave, do it at full speed to really break out of distractions and stuck energy. And now, here's your advanced move. If you already know what your purpose in life is, if you already have a strong life purpose, then you choose the option that best aligns with that. And this is how you make a great decision, one that aligns with your objective and your purpose in life. Well, there you have it, how to believe in yourself and make a great decision every time. Sometimes identifying your primary objective is all you need to resolve a challenge. If you'd like to know more about believing in you and stepping into who you really are so you can live your life with purpose, be sure and visit our private Facebook group called the Life Purpose Soul Cafe. If you have any comments about believing in yourself or questions about making the decisions that are right for you, you can do that right below this video. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you like what you learned today, be sure and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the Life Purpose Soul Cafe.